the Immortal Argonian again, and we are diving back into my server. Valhal awaits. So this is an open PvP server. Any of you guys that watch the screen are free to join it if you wish. That's just kind of one of those things. It's like, I just want to make sure if you guys want to play, you can play. We're in it to have fun, a little bit of PvP, a little bit of building, a little bit of pretty much everything at this point. Ooh, I need to turn my game volume down. Give me just a second, guys.
This is the Immortal Argonian. I am here with my buddy Serpent and my buddy TK.
Give me a sec, guys. I just got to adjust the settings real quick. Okay. So, we are good to rock and roll again. Ooh, that guy's right outside. He's angry. Now the other one's angry. Okay, so on my journey, I've eaten, I've drank, and my journey's still telling me to eat and drink. So let's drink. I'm drinking. I'm eating. So it's glitched. Wonderful. Okay. So just to recap from last time, we came in, we built our base, or a house, basically. Just built a little house, got some resources together. So our next step is to equip ourselves with some armor. Learned all the basic stuff we need a little bit of wood. Need some stone. We also have a bunch of points to distribute, so let's take a look at our attributes real quick. So, survival, raw and bloody. You do not have to cook raw meat to avoid food poisoning. Hard worker, you harvest resource nodes twice as fast. Efficient butchery, every animal harvested provides extra resources. Antidote of 1 invulnerability to poisons and diseases. Strength of detrimental status effects are reduced by 20%. And bronze physique, all direct combat damage you take is reduced by 10%. So, I mean, some aspects of the survival line are semi-important, but they're not super important. Encumbrance really needs to be tier 3 when you're setting stuff up. Encumbrance is always going to be important because the higher your encumbrance, the more you can carry. And if you have perk 5 for encumbrance, when over encumbered, you can move at full speed. What it doesn't tell you is it still drains your stamina hella fast, but you're not slowed. Grit is nice. You need at least tier 3 grit. It gives you natural resistance to incoming damage. Accuracy, I don't know. I never really worry about accuracy because the archery in this game is trash right now. They've been saying since, March, that they're going to improve the archery in-game, and it's not improved at all with any of the updates. I know we're supposed to be getting more arrow types, stuff like that, but they really haven't done anything with it. Vitality tier 3 is super important because, like I said in the last stream, it does give you passive health regeneration. Anything above that is kind of a waste. Unless you're just like hardcore health all the way, then tier 5 is kind of nice because when you eat food, it acts as a healing potion and gives a huge boost to healing. Agility is important, at least the first 2 tiers, so that your fall damage is halved. Strength kind of helps. Strength is nice when you're trying to take thralls, but aside from taking thralls, the only bonuses that are really worth it is the tier 5, and if you're going to put that many points into it, realistically you're not going to have enough points to put into other stuff unless you're just trying to be an all-out damage machine. It just kind of depends on how you want to play the game for the most part. We are going to get encumbrance up to tier 3 real quick. We're going to put grit up at tier 3 as well. And I'm going to put the rest of what I have into agility for now. So this is a good basic. You're starting out, you hit level 60 relatively quickly, but you stay in the desert area. This is a really good place to start as far as point distribution goes. Alright, so basically what we're going to do at this point is we're going to come over here, make an artisan's bench. Do I have more stone? I do have more stone. We need our twine. We need the stone. So really the first thing you want to craft when you get a house made is a cooking fire. After you make your cooking fire, the next couple of items you want to make are going to be your crafting stations. So your artisan's work table is going to allow you to craft lights, things like that. Still don't have enough twine, so we're going to run outside and get some more plant fiber. There's really not a whole lot of vines here. We need to harvest these guys real quick. Now, I know a lot of people that start out in this game like to stay in the desert. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's nothing wrong with staying in the desert. Staying in the desert is not necessarily a bad thing. I will, however, say it's going to be harder to get some of the resources you need, like iron, brimstone, things like that. It's going to be harder to get to those if you're staying in the desert. And the only way to get black ice is in the frozen north, or to have Ymir as your deity. So, I mean, there's a lot to consider when you're trying to figure out where you're going to build your base. By all means, start in the desert. Build a small hut in the desert like this. Get yourself somewhat equipped. If you can get yourself halfway decently equipped, you can make it anywhere you want in game. The trick is just getting yourself equipped. So to do that, you need armor, you need weapons, you need better tools than just stone, because stone tools work to start. Eventually, stone tools won't do what you want them to do anymore. Okay, so as you can see in our inventory, we have 10 ironstone. Now, it takes 2 ironstone to make 1 iron. I also have enough stone to make a furnace. So what we're going to do is go to feats. Come over here, make the furnace, make the learn the carpenter's bench, start learning this basic stuff that we need to learn. Now, don't worry, you'll be able to reset your points if you buy stuff you don't necessarily want to buy yet. We're also going to learn to make bigger boxes, because that's kind of nice. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is come over here and craft the forge. Our forge will automatically pop up in our inventory. I don't like the fact that I have to use sticks to do this. Alright, so we'll just let the sticks burn for now and cook as much of that meat as it can. just so it's out of my inventory. Alright. So we're going to take and put our furnace right here. Put the iron in there. Let's get some wood. Alright, we're going to come to our furnace, put a little bit of wood in the furnace, get that iron going. Come over here, get that cooking. Alright. So, there's a little bit of iron. And we obtained an iron bar. So, we're still completing our quests, which is nice. But they're taking a little time. Alright, we're going to grab this wood back real quick. Those items in there. We're gonna make a carpenter's bench. Now I will say, when it comes to setting up your first base, the more basic it is, or your first house, whatever you want to call it, the more basic it is, the better off you're going to be, because realistically, you're probably not going to stay at this location forever, especially if there are other people on the server. You can look at some different base locations, look into some other stuff. Realistically, I mean, you don't want to stay here long term. You really don't. Okay, let's dump off our inventory real quick, get our weight down a little. Alright, we need more plant fibers, because before we go get iron, I want to make sure we've at least got a set of light armor. Plus, we still have to clothe ourselves for our journey, and we still have to equip a piece of light armor anyways, so we're going to be better off doing that before we work our way up the mountain. Or up through the desert or whatever. Okay, I'm going to drop the seeds. Now, entwine takes 3 to craft. So does twine. Once you start getting thralls, it's going to take less and less to craft. As you can see, our crafting speed is relatively quick. It's not super fast, but it is relatively quick. Fast enough to be able to actually do stuff, but not so fast as to make it unfair. So anytime you're crafting clothes, I'm just gonna say helmets don't really do much. I mean, they look cool, they can complete the outfit, whatever. Realistically, your helmet doesn't do much for you, especially early on. Higher armor sets, the helmet does a lot more. But when you're talking basic armor sets, light armor, heavy armor, medium armor, even in the beginning stages of the game, the helmet doesn't really do anything for you. So save your resources, save your materials. it's not really worth going and spending the extra materials for it. So it is nighttime. Creatures have respawned. We're going to take that and turn the campfire on so we can at least see in our house. So we got a nice little setup going. We still need to make a blacksmithing station. The problem with that is it takes 50 stone and 100 iron. And that's refined iron, which means we have to get up the mountain or through the desert or wherever we go to go get iron. We have to go get iron. So there are a couple options of places we can go. So there are a bunch of iron nodes all through here that are relatively decent. They're also somewhat closer to us. The problem is with the iron nodes around here, there's more stuff you have to fight. You're more likely to run into NPCs, things like that. However, if you come up river, alright, you'll have iron spawns here, 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 and all around in this area here throughout the jungle. So realistically, while it is a little further distance, that iron is easier to get to and easier to bring back with you than the iron you're going to get in the desert. And because we've not made it that far yet, we really want to go there to get our iron. So once it's daytime, and I really should have put a window up here, I can see well enough. We're just going to come out here and kill these guys real quick. Here he comes. Oof. That wasn't pleasant. Alright. Now, if you look, it's taking us significantly less stamina to swing our sword, which is a good thing. Now, we don't have a skinning knife yet because we don't have iron. However, we got a little bit of hide off of that guy. We need to kill some more. There's one right over there. Let's bring him back up to land. Oh good, we got his head. Because that's totally what we needed. Alright. Come back into the house. So we only got 20 hide. We got some more bone, that's good. We'll be able to make the Fury armor with that later. We'll put their heads in there. I'm gonna throw this wood in the this meat in the cooking fire. Let's see if we can at least get a couple pieces of our armor made. Okay, so we'll have pants and shoes. That's better than nothing for right now. Alright, so we've clothed ourselves and we've equipped a piece of light armor. Let's get a little bit of stone real quick, repair our weapons and tools. Alright, weapons and tools are repaired. Sentinel there. That's that guy's camp, so I'm going to go this way. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to follow the river east. Probably kill some stuff, pick up some hide along the way. When we get back to base, we can repair this armor if it's broken any. Finish making our new set. As you can see, you can swim underwater, you can harvest any of these plants down here. Some of them give you some orange something or other. That's used for making orange dye. From the seaweed, you can get plant fibers. Plant fibers are going to become super important when it comes to making armor. Especially if you're going to be making light armor. But yeah, I mean, you can swim, you can follow the coast. It's easier if you follow the coast, because if you're following the coast, you can keep yourself from getting lost. The problem you run into if you're not following the coast is that if you're just swimming, there are so many islands and like so many little nooks and crannies in here that it's going to be a lot harder to keep your way. Alright, there's a gator. Oh, he's aggroed on that guy over there. Alright, well, we'll ignore them for now. So our main goal at this point is to go get iron. The fact that we're wearing light armor means we're not going to easily become encumbered because we don't have a lot of weight in our inventory. Especially because we're only wearing 2 pieces. Now, another thing I suggest doing early on, and we may do it in this video depending on how much iron we get and how long we have to wait for the iron. Ooh, fish. It's another big thing I like about this game is the fact that a lot of times when you're swimming you actually run into fish. Depending on how much iron we get, how long it takes us to get iron. Another thing I like to do early on, and a lot of people like don't worry about it at the start, which is whatever, you know, to each their own. But one thing you really want to try to do at the start, if you can, is go learn all the religions. That's part of the reason I chose Crumb. It's a lot more difficult to get to Ymir. So if you do plan on learning all the religions early on, or you plan on learning all the religions at all, it's a really good idea to start with Ymir. A big part of the reason for that is that when you start with Ymir, you can craft the Ymir temple right off the bat, which is kind of nice, or the altar or whatever. But when you go to get Ymir, he is way the hell up in the frozen north, and if you're not wearing the right gear, you're not going to be able to climb up to him. And really, the best way to get to him is to climb. Huh. That's odd. I've never seen gazelle this far south. But I mean, yeah, realistically, especially if you want to learn all the religions, I would say start with Ymir, because the rest of them are relatively easy to do. Mostly because the rest of them are all located below the wall that separates the fertile highlands from the desert. You learn the Shrine of Mitra, you go to the Shrine of Mitra and you learn that religion. The Shrine of Mitra is located in the desert, over at the Oasis, there you'll see the feet of a bronze statue. There's an altar right there. You walk up to the lady at the altar and talk to her. You learn it. The NPCs there are kind of buggy. Sometimes they'll attack you, sometimes they won't. Sometimes they'll act like they're going to attack you, and then instead of attacking you, they just like stop in front of you and act like a wall. It's really weird. It's like the only place I know of that NPCs do that. Last server I was on, I actually got attacked by them. Just for no reason. Just walked up, got attacked. But my buddy walked up to it and was not attacked. So, yeah. Do keep that in mind. We're starting to kind of get to the jungle area. It's starting to rain, which it doesn't do in the desert. Okay, that right there. That temple up there. You really don't want to go there. Especially this early in the game. Because there are some sand demons up there that look like a xenomorph from Alien raped a lion or a tiger or, you know, a big cat, and that big cat had a baby, and yeah, they're ugly and they're mean. They will fuck you up. Alright, so as you go up and around this way, you will have to fight a couple of gators, possibly a bird or two. But if there are any questions as to the direction I went, I did go east. You can see where I am right here. That's where our little base is. And we're actually headed right here around this bend ahead of us. Alright, first gator just rendered. There's always two right here. There's a thrall camp right over there. Now, you do want to try to harvest these gators if possible. Not as worried about bone. We can get bone anywhere, but that fang you do want. That's used in crafting one of the light armor sets that I prefer to use in game, partly because of the way it looks. Because it looks pretty dope, partly because it's one of the better light armor sets. So you're gonna have iron right here. Give me just a moment. Hello, Emmers.
Hi.
So, for any of you that don't watch my channel, this is my friend Emmers. Do you have your audio set where they can hear you, Emmers, or no?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Say hi to the community.
Hi, everybody.
So, we are playing Conan Exiles right now, and I am mining iron ore. I'm doing a stream setup that's kind of like a starter guide for people. Just like most people that are playing the game now know about this stuff, but like I didn't find a whole lot of like good starter videos when I started playing the game 2 weeks ago. So now that I'm more familiar with the game, I wanted to kind of throw that out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very nice of you.
Yeah, and since Troy and I are renting a server, I'm using our server to do it.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of control over the settings. They're not super boosted, but like I increased XP gain just so that I could get to level faster, so I could show them the crafting stuff. But it's only a 10x harvest rate, which is about normal for most servers. Most servers are going to give you a 10x harvest rate at a minimum to help you get started and stuff. So everything's relatively standard. Like, it's not quote official, but you know, it's a server that people might actually like to play on. And again, for anybody who does decide they want to come play on my server, check it out, mess around a little, build stuff, have a good friendly PvP environment where you can also learn the game. The name of the server is Valhal Awaits. It's actually in the title of the video if you have any questions about how to spell it. And it is a PlayStation 4 server. So what have you been up to, Emmers?
You know, the struggle on ESO, of course, which is Elder Scrolls Online.
Another big game we play. I need to do some streams for Somerset when I'm done fucking around on Conan. I just haven't felt like playing ESO lately.
I'm almost CP 800, bro.
Of course you are. And I am behind my friends again. Although I'm only 17 points away from max, so I mean that's nothing. That's, you know, 3 or 4 days worth of my randoms every day.
Yeah, true. Whatchamacallit, I am really enjoying Somerset. The new Sigic skill line is so good.
Nice.
I'm enjoying it so much. I've changed up my Sork build from a pet build to a non-pet build because of it, and I'm putting out so much more damage.
Yeah, that was one of the big things, because like pet builds have been the best for so long. They're trying to kind of get people away from that and trying to tailor the pet builds more towards solo play, which is nice.
I was like, I would definitely switch back to my pet build for like Vet Maelstrom Arena.
Oh yeah.
But I don't. For actual gameplay, like for
trials,
like that, it's too good to give up.
Sorry about the ESO talk, guys. It's been a minute since I've done any ESO, so I'm just trying to like catch up on what's going on, and this is the boring part. I'm just running back to the base. Just gotta make sure I'm heading the right direction. No, you're good. You're good. I just don't want them to think this is like me playing Conan and talking about ESO the whole time.
No, for sure.
How's the jewelry crafting?
Oh, okay. So it's so cool. It kind of sucks because you can only research one thing at a time.
Yeah.
But it's not taking as long. And there's certain passives that once you get your skill line higher, there's passives where it doesn't take as long to research an item.
Right. Well, I mean, all skill lines have that, but even with that, the first item's still like 6 or 7 days on trait 1.
No, the first item that I researched was like X amount of hours.
Or no,
the second time
that's right.
was like a day and 17 hours, and then like.
Oh, you're not at trait 9 yet, though. I'm willing to bet trait 9 still takes 30 days.
I actually got bloodthirsty on my necklace already. I
What?
need to get bloodthirsty on my rings. Yeah, that's the trait everybody's going for right now. They're
So,
switching all of it to bloodthirsty.
so it's the equivalent of Nirnhone then, effectively.
Pretty much, yeah. It's the last stone. It's the ninth trait that everybody wants,
So yeah.
and it only drops in the weekly trials. It's the only way to farm it.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bitch.
So,
Oh, Emmers, I know I've asked you before, and I always forget. Have you subscribed to the YouTube channel?
I have not. I don't think so. I will do it right now, though. No, I don't want to try YouTube Red. Get out of my face.
It, for some reason, when you type in my username on YouTube, it doesn't pop up my channel. So you actually got to type in the name of one of my videos. Yeah.
Okay, so what is
this
it?
is so it's Valhal awaits, VALHAL, and then just awaits. As far as I know, there's only one way to spell that, unless I'm missing something. Colon Conan Exiles.
Okay. Is it the Immortal Argonian?
Yes, the Immortal Argonian.
Yes.
And you'll notice the picture is even a picture of my tank.
Yes. That's awesome.
But yeah, I've got one video up. I'm working on the second right now. We're 42 minutes into the second stream. And I am absolutely loving this game. Like, it's a blast. I'm not going to say it's the best game I've ever played. But, like, there are aspects of this I like better than Ark, but there are aspects of Ark I like better. One of the aspects of Ark that I like better is the fact that you can tame creatures. One of the aspects I like better about Conan is that you can enslave people to do your work.
Yeah.
Which is super nice.
I mean, like, tribe members on Ark are kind of like slaves, right?
especially when you're the clan leaders and you're just like, hey, I need this. Can you guys go get this? And people go out and get this, and or especially when it's like people that are new to the tribe and you're like, oh, hey, you're new to the tribe. That makes you my bitch.
Yeah, right. Prospect, initiate.
You go get me more stone. You go get me more wood. You go get me more plant fiber.
But there's a reason for that in Ark as well, because as they farm material, they get levels, you know, and as they craft things, they get levels. So it's not just for you. You get your material, but they get their levels.
Right, and it's the same basic thing in Conan, too. And realistically, when you're running a team in Conan, like, okay, say you have a tribe of 5 people. Or a clan of 5 people. They're called clans in Conan, not tribes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one person's going to be the architect, which means they're going to do most of the building. Now, everybody has to, at some point, build a house, which effectively needs 1 foundation, 3 walls, and a roof. And you get your house, which is kind of cool. And it gives you XP for building it. When you finish building it, you complete one of your journey steps. So one of the things I like significantly better about Conan Exiles is that you have journey steps, you have goals to complete, and completing those goals gives you XP. You don't really get that in Ark. Ark, you just kind of do shit. You get XP for killing, you get XP for harvesting, whatever. In Conan, you get XP for killing, you get XP for harvesting, you get XP for crafting, just like you do there, but you also have journey steps to complete, and your journey steps give you more XP, which is really nice. Because it enables you to craft, or to level up better, to craft faster, to do the things you need to do. Also, the point system for Conan Exiles, the manner in which you spend your points to be able to craft stuff, to be able to do this, to be able to do that, like, that system works significantly better in Conan Exiles as well. Because instead of just saying, oh, well, I'm putting these points into these locations and spending these engram points, like, alright, cool, in Conan Exiles, it's like, okay, when you put so many points into a skill line, you get a perk, and that perk helps you. So I was actually going over this earlier in the video, but like, for example, Vitality is one of your perks. That's the same as health on Arc. But you know, it's like when you look at Vitality, well, tier 1 is deep breath. Your breath timer is doubled. That's cool. So you don't put points into breathing or into oxygen like you would on Arc. You just put points into Vitality. Your tier 2, impervious. All temperature effects are diminished. So temperature effects aren't completely gone. The temperature can still affect you even at tier 2 Vitality, but it's significantly less.
Okay.
Tier 3, which is what you ideally want to get to, unless you're just trying to be like a health nut, is Fierce Vitality. You gain passive health regeneration, which is really nice. You can regenerate by eating food at any time. So, I mean, so I feel like the point system is a little more well done here. It makes more sense to me, the way it's laid out. I need more wood before I start that furnace. Also, combat. Combat is way better. So, like, in Arc, you can't really dodge. You can hit stuff, you can shoot stuff, you can bite stuff. But realistically, like, you can't dodge. In this game, you have two different modes. You have dodge and parry. If you're wearing heavy armor, you parry. If you're wearing light or medium armor, you dodge. And that's super helpful because in some situations you need that ability. You know, it's like there are places in Arc where realistically I could climb on top of that rock. But you can't climb. So in Conan Exiles, you can actually climb.
Actually, like, scale a mountain.
Yeah, like, you can climb shit, and it's...
Yeah, I've share played that with Serpent, so...
Oh, I see how it is. But yeah, I mean, it's just... There's more to do and there's less to do in Conan Exiles. It's just kind of one of those things. It's like, in some aspects there's more stuff you can do, in some aspects there's not anywhere near as much stuff you can do. However, I will say, and you know, the devs have confirmed it, the developers have confirmed it, they are adding beast taming to Conan. We don't know when it's coming, but basically the way it's going to work is you're going to kill an animal, you're going to kill the parents, and then you're going to kidnap the baby. Doesn't that just sound horrible, Emmers?
Yeah.
Like,
that sounds horrible.
I mean, I don't know if that sounds as bad as, like, beating somebody upside the head with an iron club and then dragging them to a wheel and enslaving them, but that's still pretty bad. But, like, you're going to be able to tame wolf cubs. You're going to be able to take a wolf cub and then you'll have a dog or a wolf or however they're going to classify it. You're going to be able to kill a mammoth or an elephant and take a baby elephant or mammoth and turn that baby elephant or mammoth into a siege machine. You're going to be able to do the same thing with rhinos. I don't think spiders are going to work that way. Hyenas might work that way. They're also going to add mounts to the game, which is nice. They're going to add animals you can actually ride, like camels and horses. I don't know how you're going to get them, but they're going to add them. We're just waiting, and we're thinking that's probably going to come with either the first or the second DLC. The last update they did, they actually added some armor that you can learn at level 10, but you can't actually access yet, and that's supposedly also supposed to be part of the first DLC. So they are still working on the game, they are still adding stuff, and they're going to be improving the archery, because the archery in this game right now is total trash. I mean, if you practice and practice and practice with it, you can get good at it, but it still doesn't do enough damage to make it worth using. Even with the highest tier bow and the highest tier arrows. Now, the way the archery works is the bow plus the arrows, so you can have the highest tier bow, which I think only does 24 damage before you upgrade it, and then have a low grade arrow and only do 30 damage.
Oh.
Um, as where the best tier sword by itself, unupgraded, does like 62 damage or 65 damage or something like that. And that is a legendary item, but it is also a two-handed. So, like, the highest weapon damage you can get right now is with the two-handed sword, and it is 72 damage after the legendary weapon upgrade kit. So, I mean, there's a lot of work that's still got to be done to this game. There's a lot of upgrading and shit that, you know, the developers need to do. But they're working on it. It is a process. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. And I get it. I will say, I do wish they had given us a little bit more complete game when they released it. Because there's a lot to the game that you can tell is incomplete. I mean, I get not doing all the areas yet, because doing entire areas does take time, and there are several areas in the map that are supposedly supposed to be filled out more. That'll happen. Not too worried about that. But, like, and I get not giving us mounts right off the bat, but when you look at it, like, to add to the game all the stuff for archery, but then not add all the arrow types, or to still have bugs like when you go to select a server, the server will show 20 out of 20 even if it's not full. And so you have to wait like 5, 10, whatever minutes to do stuff. Like, it just kind of gets old.
Yeah.
You know, you shouldn't have to wait 10 minutes just for a server to show that it's not empty. I mean, it's just little stuff like that, or the fact that, and I don't care as much about this, but a lot of people do, and it's been talked about a lot in the community, and I'm advocating for it because I just feel that the way they did it isn't right. So, PC, when the game released, it was released with full nudity. In the UK and every other country in the world except for the United States, when the game was released, it was released with full nudity as an option. The United States didn't get that. A lot of people were mad at the ESRB. It had nothing to do with the ESRB's rating. It was Funcom. Funcom decided not to do it, and they gave it to everybody but the United States. There are a couple other features that the UK has and that PC has that we don't. But, like, that's the one the community is upset over. Even more so when you look at the fact that the United States United States console paid more than PC or foreign countries did for the game when it released. We paid $10 more, yet we have fewer features. That's the part I was upset about. I could care less about the full nudity. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to get on a server with full nudity allowed and select full nudity and run around wearing nothing but a sword and shield with your dick flopping around. And I mean, it would throw people off. People would be distracted. I guess that would be an upside. You have a distraction. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. If you're playing Conan Exiles and you're fixing to fight somebody and they run at you with nothing but a sword and shield in their hand with their dick flopping around, what's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to freeze up, stop, and look at that character's dick flopping around. Guy or girl,
Right.
doesn't matter, doesn't make you gay, you're just going to see it and be like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah.
And it's effectively a stun effect. It's like they walked up to you, hit you upside the head, and now you're like momentarily stunned. It's like one of those things, and so it's a great distraction tactic. That's about all it's good for. But, like, the other thing is, like, the nudity in this game. I was watching videos on Twitch and stuff and looking at it, and it's not like porno nudity. It's natural nudity. So, like, there's bush. You don't actually see anything other than the bush, except for on the guys. On the guys, you see their dick flopping around. When the wind blows, the dick moves with it. But, like, let's be real. I mean, America can handle brutally murdering an animal's parents and taking the baby, but we can't handle full nudity.
I mean, I understand your point.
Like,
At the same time, though, like, if they're it being nude in America is still considered very taboo,
I
and
mean,
in other countries it's not. So maybe they just wanted to go conservative with it,
I get
you
that,
know?
but at the same time, it's like, and I mean that's the biggest feature the gaming community is upset over. Like I said, I could really care less. I think it would be funny, but that's about it. I might use it as like a tactic to get a hint or a leg up on the enemy, but realistically, like that's all it's really good for. Like the big thing I want people to realize though is that Funcom made this decision, not the ESRB. The ESRB really didn't have any say in it because Funcom didn't even put that as a thing on the US version of the game. So, whatever. It is what it is. But the other big thing that you guys need to look at is the fact that there were other features, not they're minor features. They're a couple updates ahead of us. Whatever, that's always going to be the case. But, like, those features weren't given to us either, but we paid more for the game. Which, again...
Yeah, that's not fair, but...
Yeah. Like, but putting that aside, like, Funcom's reason for doing it was because, well, PC's just going to mod it out anyways, and the UK has their PEGI 18 rating, so they can, you know, so it'll be easy to get it past there. They were being lazy. They didn't want to fight with the ESRB. Alright, I get that. That's okay. I understand that. You know, fighting with the ESRB can be a pain and can keep a game from being released.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know. Like, you just need to make it a little more fair when you're selling the game. You know? Another reason
Agreed.
they didn't do it is like, okay, well, yeah, PC's just going to mod it out anyways. They do it with everything. They've done it with Ark. They did it with Skyrim. They've done it with literally every game where you can take your clothing on and off. They've modded it out for full nudity. Whatever. It is what it is. But, like, apparently, people are under the impression that it's easier to monitor what kids are playing on PC, and I'm like, that's a load of bullshit. PC doesn't have parental control settings, first off. So if a kid can access something on a computer, he can access it. PlayStation at least has parental control settings, so you can have a parental account that sets the settings for the rest of it. And then you have to have a specific code to be able to play something over a certain rating. So it is much easier to monitor what a child can and cannot play on console than it is on PC. Not only that, but like realistically, what child is gonna see nudity and turn it on because they're not gonna know what it is, or at least you would hope not.
Yeah.
I mean, part of it's cultural, and I get that. People really just need to stop worrying so much about the cultural side of it. People just need to be like, look, it's natural. Okay, whatever. Let it go. But, I mean, realistically, the chances of that happening aren't very high to begin with.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that sound you guys keep hearing, for any of you that care or can't figure out what it is box mods. We vape.
Vape Nash.
Vape Nash. But I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. It irks me that we don't have all the settings, or not the settings, but all the stuff that they have. Because I mean, like I said, we're like 2 updates behind everybody else here in the US. And realistically, I mean, I understand us being 2 updates behind PC, but we shouldn't really be 2 updates behind Xbox, even though it released 6 months earlier on Xbox than it did on PC, or than it did on or PlayStation. Like, we shouldn't be 2 updates behind them. There's no special clause or contract that Funcom has with Xbox stating they have to be. Now, the game was developed on PC, so like I said, I get it being further along on PC, because that gives them a chance to work out bugs and stuff. But at the same time, I think about it, and PlayStation gets early access to Call of Duty stuff that Xbox has to wait an extra month for. So, I mean, it kind of balances out in some ways, but still, like with something like that, I feel like the developers should take a little more consideration into stuff, because it's the gamers that are giving the money. It's the gamers that are buying the game. It's the gamers that are buying the DLCs. It's the gamers that are allowing Funcom to make money. Because a lot of people don't know this, but if it hadn't been for Conan Exiles, Funcom would have declared bankruptcy before the end of this year. There have been news articles about it, and there have been, YouTubers that have talked about it, and there have been people from Funcom that have talked about it. Realistically, Funcom would have gone out of business more than likely before the end of the year if it hadn't been for Conan Exiles. Mm-hmm. That, or they would have been bought out by another company. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just making a statement.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm sorry if anybody disagrees. I really am. But Funcom was going under. And after the huge success of Ark over the last couple of years, which, let's be honest, was largely due to the release of Jurassic World. Okay? Everybody got hyped up for Ark because Jurassic World was releasing, and that hype was well placed. Great game. In fact, we're hopefully supposed to be getting the final expansion for Ark. Quote, final. It's the last storyline expansion. It's probably not going to be the last of Ark, because I highly doubt they're done making money off of Ark. They're going to release more maps. They have to at this point. But, I mean, looking at it, if you want to be real, Ark's success can mostly be accredited to Jurassic World.
No! Oh, dang it!
What, are you just realizing that I'm right, Emmers?
No, I'm sorry. I'm playing Black Ops 3 right now, so I'm playing Fracture.
Oh, yeah, no. Mm-mm.
And I just got screwed right now. I had 8 fractures on me, and I went to go turn them in, and right before I could, they got me.
I thought you didn't like Black Ops. I thought you didn't play those.
I really don't, to be honest, but my friend, I met another person, and she was like, my husband and I like to play a lot, and I was like, yeah, my husband likes to play that too. She was like, we should totally play zombies together. And I was like, alright, I gotta re-up on my skills.
So let me ask you this, Emmers. When Black Ops 4 comes out, because Troy started his pre-order, right? Started his pre-order, wanted the bonus shit for pre-ordering, wanted access to the beta so he could check it out. And then he won a free copy from work. So Troy is giving me a copy of Black Ops 4 for Christmas. It's going to be an early Christmas present, but that's my Christmas present from Troy. It's a copy of Black Ops 4. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I know that is because he's like, Mikey, have you started pre-ordering Black Ops 4 yet? And I said, no, why? And he goes, good, don't. I have a copy for you. I'm like, oh, sweet. Trying to, prevent me from going and dropping $65 on Black Ops 4. But when I get my copy, Troy and I are going to be rocking the zombies, and we're going to need more people.
Yeah. It's just another game. Another game.
Well, Garrett never told any of us when his birthday was, and his birthday was like a week ago.
Oh, what a...
I got it on... He's been refusing to tell us for the longest time, but I saw it on Facebook, and it was like a week ago. So I do still, at some point, plan on at least helping you get Conan, but that's going to be Garrett's birthday present. I have to wait till next payday to do it, but that's going to be Garrett's birthday present as a copy of Conan.
Absolutely.
Not that he plays much, but, you know, he's been on a little more lately.
It's 100% okay, Mikey. I'm in no rush. Trust me, and I have no idea what's... Oh, Jesus.
Alright.
No, I should not be the one doing this.
Oh, I need brick, not iron. Or not stone. So...
You know, if the rusty person is, like, leading the frickin' team, that should say something about the team, right?
Yeah, it does. Actually, Troy and I used to keep on the leaderboards for Black Ops and Black Ops 2. We used to be like in the top 100 on the leaderboards. We used to actually run a competitive team and practice 3 nights a week. And actually like go in and do shit.
Awesome, man. So I'm that person, I'm that bitch, I'm gonna say it, I'm that bitch that'll run around with a freaking shotgun. And I will get so many kills with the friggin' shotgun. See, I don't know how it happens, but if I am running around with an automatic weapon, it is not okay for Emmers.
See, I'm like... I don't like shotguns. I don't do well with shotguns. Now, when I'm running a full squad, I'm a sniper. I don't like camp like other people do, where they just go sit in a corner and wait for you to walk by. I actually find a strategic position, relatively high up, where I can see a fair portion of the map, and I'll sit there and snipe. But we used to run domination. And the big thing for us when we were running domination was that I would run Overwatch. So I'd post up on the top of the map, I'd keep an eye out, I'd keep people off of our spawn, or off of our flag that we had, and I'd watch over the other stuff and make call-outs as we were doing it. Part of the reason behind that was to ensure that we had a relatively safe like spawn point, because that's kind of important. But like, that's what I did. And when I wasn't running Overwatch and we were playing something else, I would either run around with an SMG, preferably the most similar thing I could get to the Thompson submachine gun or the M1928, because that was my favorite gun. Or I'd run an assault rifle. But when I would snipe Emmers, I wouldn't use a sniper rifle. I would use an assault rifle to snipe. You know, the if you remember on Black Ops 2, there was the FN FAL.
I didn't play Black Ops 2. Black Ops 3 is the only Black Ops I've played.
Aw. Do you remember the MK or the M14 from any of the other Call of Duty games? It was a 20-round magazine, semi-automatic assault rifle. That's what the FN. That's basically what the FN FAL was. But I used to use those to snipe with. I would use Full Metal Jacket, an ACOG scope, and a suppressor. And we used to only play hardcore domination.
Yeah, Fracture is my favorite game mode.
Huh.
I don't like Kill Confirm because it's just as easy as Team Deathmatch. You just have to collect the tags, pretty much.
Well, if you're playing hardcore Kill Confirmed, it's a lot more difficult because pretty much everything's a one-shot, and like, if you get hit once or twice before you pick up that tag, they'll come collect it. So, like, most game modes, hardcore's not that much more difficult, but when you get to kill confirmed, hardcore's a bitch.
Oh yeah, I bet.
But that's what we used to play. We used to only play hardcore. But we wouldn't play team deathmatch.
How did you survive? The fucking grenade!
Because it's not hardcore. Okay, anyways, back to what I was doing. So basically, guys, right now, I'm just keeping us up on wood to keep the furnace going, because we need bricks to make a blacksmithing station, and I really need a blacksmithing station before I can do a whole lot of anything else, because I can get a little bit of hide here and there with the axe, but it's not enough to do what we need to do. So realistically, what we need is a skinning knife. And in order to have a skinning knife, we need a blacksmithing station. So, just keep this loaded up with regular wood for right now.
Also, what I like about Fracture more than Team Deathmatch or anything else, you can die and the most times and not get any kills, but if you turn in all those fractures, you're still at the top.
I mean,
you turn in the most fractures.
That's a nice perk. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out how to make...
Absolutely.
Oh, I need to make a dryer. I think it's under food. Yeah, it's under food. Oh yeah, we need to get fish too. So...
Have you talked to Surf lately?
Yeah, Surf's been playing Conan Exiles. In fact, he got upset with me the other day because... now, part of it was my bad because I fucked up server settings and I turned the crafting the wrong way and made it slower instead of making it faster. But he was upset because crafting speed wasn't fast enough, and I'm like, you know, it's like, okay, you know, it's like, I just kind of said, you know, you don't really get a say in what the server settings are if you're not pitching for the server. And he went off on a rant thinking I was expecting him to pitch. I'm like, no, I never said I was expecting you. I gave you the offer. I offered to let you pitch to help with the server. You said you're not, and his exact words to me were he was not going to pay to be able to play a game and have fun. And I'm like, no, I get that. That's, you know, that's your choice. That's cool. We ended up getting everything sorted out because I had turned the settings the wrong direction. It's like on Ark, some of the settings, when you turn them higher, it makes it slower. When you turn them lower, it makes it faster. So some of them are backwards, and I had literally just like started running a server like less than a week before, and I hadn't figured out all the settings, and I was still trying to fine tune stuff. But you know, what's done is done, and it is what it is. But yeah, we've been playing, but I've had a server go down on me twice now, where it just kind of disappeared because the company that runs the server rentals either had an update or the game had an update and it messed with stuff, and because of that, the server just kind of disappeared, which is irritating, but it happens. You know, it's kind of one of those things. But, you know, we've got them up and running again. We're making things work. Serpent said that he was probably going to join this server later, but that he was doing stuff on another server, messing with people, stuff like that. So, you know, I just kind of left the party, took care of a couple things, started up a live stream. As you can see, guys, like, we have no thralls. And the fact that we don't have any thralls means crafting this shit is going to take a little bit. Excuse me. It's just kind of one of those things. It's like you do need thralls in game. And we are close enough to some thrall camps. We may start taking some thralls here in a little bit. But the problem is you can't drag thralls across water, so if you want to get them across water into a thrall wheel that way, you do have to build a bridge. And like I said, I'm not going to worry about it at this location because this location's not a permanent base. This location is basically to show you guys, it's like you want to start out here, you want to get leveled up, you want to get yourself equipped. Once you're equipped, there are numerous locations you can go to that are far better off than this. They're closer to iron, they're closer to coal, they're closer to black ice. You really just like, you want to start out in the desert, but after you've done so much in the desert, you really just need to leave the desert and go other places. Because it's not a good idea to stay in the desert permanently. Alright, let's make a blacksmithing station. Wood and shape the wood so I can probably get the stuff to make a dryer. You can use a dryer to make jerky. You can use a dryer to make dried wood. Dried wood lasts longer in a furnace than regular wood does. It doesn't burn as fast.
What the F?
What?
Okay, so I survived a shock charge and I shot a person, but they didn't die. But I shot them. I got a hit marker. It was weird.
Are you playing hardcore?
No, why would I play hardcore?
Well, the weapon system is more balanced in hardcore than it is in regular. In regular, there'll be people that shoot you with a sniper rifle 3 or 4 times and it doesn't do anything, but then turn around and shoot you with an SMG and it absolutely fucking murks you.
That's alright. I just killed 3 people. I'm good.
Nice.
Done. Redeemed.
What?
He like tried to jump away from me, but I got him with the shotgun.
Alright guys, so we're just gonna make some basic metal tools so that we have our basic metal tools. Not making metal weapons yet, not quite to that point.
I'm forgetting how to use like the system of a boost that Black Ops 3 has, and you can walk on walls and shit.
Double jump.
Yeah, I know that. I'm just like, having to get used to it again. I haven't played in forever, and like all these people are like lower level than I am, and I'm. Ooh.
Alright guys, we're gonna go kill one of these big motherfuckers and see how much hide we get. Now that we have a skinning knife. Ow.
Okay guys, turned in 6 fractures, we're good.
Nice.
Good.
But yeah, Emmers is one of my usual crew that I game with. It's just been a minute because she's been enjoying the new expansion for Elder Scrolls, and I have not logged into Elder Scrolls in like a month and a half.
It is okay, Mikey, you're forgiven.
Oh, thank you. Have you seen Solo yet, Emmers?
Nah.
No? You need to.
Yeah, I know.
It's so good. Alright guys, we got 180 hide from killing those 2. Or 180, yeah, 180. So now we're going to finish crafting our armor.
Ooh, you almost got me, but you didn't.
Alright, now let's go look at our feats real quick. Alright, that's tools. I'm not that far yet. Okay, so the way weapons in this game work is not too bad. So your swords are going to have a chance to cripple an enemy. Your mace is going to have a chance to, swords will sunder an enemy, maces will cripple an enemy, and axes will
Oh my god.
axes will cause a bleed proc. Daggers will also cause a bleed proc. It's going to be 25, that's going to be 15. So we're going to learn the Iron War Axe, which is just a basic one-handed axe. I'm not going to worry about any of the other weapons yet. Just because of weight. Going to make the improved shield. Okay. Not too worried about any of the other stuff just yet. Actually, we will do the weapon damage kit. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom where the weapons are, you'll see explosives, which is, whatever. And then you'll see apprentice weaponsmith. So you want to learn those because you learn the weapon damage kit, the tool upgrade, the blunted weapon fitting, and the reinforcement kits. And then you want to go over to armor. We'll learn a couple more types. Probably going to make some Deferi here shortly, because that's the light armor I prefer to wear. Learn the apprentice armor smith real quick. Fine metal craft. Alright. So we need more iron. So we take that out of the forge and throw it in the blacksmith station. We'll go ahead and equip our other two pieces of armor.
They were dying. That dude died 24 times. Only got 2 deposits.
They were probably beating off.
Jesus Christ, I got 11 deposits, 2 denies.
Some people just do it to improve their KD ratio.
In Fracture, that doesn't matter.
But it still counts.
If you're gonna improve your KD, you need to do team deathmatch or kill them.
It still counts towards your overall KD though. And if people are trying to improve their overall KD, then they're gonna jump in there, try to get some easy kills, not worry about depositing anything. People do the same thing on domination, and it drives me nuts.
That's insane. Play the game mode. Play the game mode.
I'm with you there. Okay. So, we just made an axe.
Oh, Mikey?
What?
Can you, stream and share play at the same time?
I don't think so.
Yeah, ding. Okay.
Alright, so we made the axe, making the shield now.
Open H1Z1.
Are you going to play H1Z1 while you watch my live stream?
That's what I'm doing.
Alright, so we're going to equip that shield. This wooden shield is trash. Alright, so we have a full set of light armor. We have weapons, we have a shield. Alright, so we have a full set of light armor. Just waiting for daylight. When daylight comes, we're going to start heading up north.
That's a nice shield.
Yeah, it's alright. You should see some of the other ones. That one's basic.
It's shiny.
Yeah. What do you think of my armor?
I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's the basic light armor. I'm going to make Deferi here soon. But I need more teeth and more bones to make Deferi. I also need to make a tannin, which means I need bark. Alright guys, so it's starting to light up a little bit. So, You know what? We're gonna head into the jungle. We'll get more iron. We'll kill some alligators.
I got a rare.
Got a rare what?
Iron crate. Don't know. I got a shirt and an emote.
Oh yeah, I forgot you earn the stuff to open crates in Black Ops 3. I don't even own Black Ops 3 anymore.
I'm on H1Z1.
Oh.
Remember?
Alright guys, so mostly what we're after right now is some gators. There's a person and a gator over there. I'm gonna go murk some people. Are you not gonna bleed anymore? Okay. Alright, so we're gonna harvest you with that. Alright, drop the meat. I hear you. Where are you? There you are. Alright, so that should be enough bone. Ooh, yellow lotus. So this is important, guys. Anytime you see it, pick it up. And I'll show you why when we get back to the house. Actually, I may as well fight those people. I can skin them. It puts the lotion on the skin. I thought there were people over here. Maybe not. It's okay. There's got to be somebody this way I can go kill. For anyone that had any questions about that, that was not a someone. That was a something. people and an alligator.
I need a sniper rifle right off the bat, y'all. Yes. Oops. Oops.
Don't need any of that. While we're out this way, let's get some bark. So guys, the only way to get bark is by hitting a tree with a pick or a pickaxe. You're not guaranteed to get bark doing it this way, but you will get wood. You get more wood with an axe, but you definitely want to try to get the bark, because you need the bark to run the tannin. You use it as a tanning agent. You also need the bark for dried wood. Oh my god, I could pick up these mushrooms. Picking up these shrooms, Emmers. I want shrooms.
I can do it.
I can use these shrooms to make gaseous orbs, so that when people do come on the server and try to fuck with me, I can throw gaseous orbs at them. Among other things. Okay, I think 350 mushrooms is enough. Okay, also, when you harvest certain palm trees, you'll get vines. You can use vines in the armorer's bench to make more twine. Also, the smaller trees tend to give you more bark than the bigger ones. As I say that, the game makes a liar out of me. I do need some stone for the tannin. All of you can go fuck her off. Alright, so we didn't get iron on that run, but we did get the rest of the stuff we need to craft the Fury armor, and most, if not all, of what we need to craft the tannin to make the leather. Ooh, twine. Okay. That's easy enough. Throw that in there, throw that in there. Alright, so when you guys are trying to make leather, you want to be super careful. You can tan reptile hide into regular leather, but when you do, you don't get nearly as much because it takes 2 or 3 of any kind of hide to make one leather. So what you want to do is you want to turn the reptile hide into regular hide in the armorer's bench, because one reptile hide makes 2 hide, and then you'll get twice as much leather out of it. Take that with the bone and fang in there. Alright, so this guy's completes a setup for a basic beach house. So you have all the essentials, and then what you can do is, so you don't have to go out and get food all the time, so you don't have to worry about hitting an animal with your hatchet, is you can use sticks and twine. If you use sticks and twine, you can make fish baskets. And then you can place the fish baskets at the edge of the water, and then you can go out there, you can collect fish from them, but you don't have to worry about going out and hunting for food. Make a bunch of shaped wood. Then what we'll do is we'll come over here and we'll take all this hide, put it in the tanning with some bark, turn it on, and it'll craft leather. Then we'll make a fireball cauldron. We're going to make some yellow lotus potion. Yeah, it's going to take a minute to craft. And there you have it, guys. You have a basic house with every basic crafting station you could possibly need. except for a dryer, because we're waiting on a couple items. What?
I just killed myself on H1Z1. My
Nice.
team literally sent me a message and was like, fuck you for doing this, that, and the other. Alright, dude.
Well, they can go fuck her off. So yeah, you guys don't have to limit your house or your base to one small building like this. This is just kind of a basic starting point. And ideally, you probably want to have 2 or 3 different bases set up, at least 2, so that you can have a good fallback location for when people start raiding, because that's kind of important. Alright, while we're waiting on those to craft, come out here. Place fish baskets. And now you just kind of wait on those, and those will eventually start popping up with fish. And place your dryers. After you place your dryers, what you want to do is you want to put bark in them, and then fill them up with wood. Turn it on, and it's going to turn wood into dried wood. You'll also get some amount of resin out of it. Now you guys saw how quick the wood was going in the regular furnace. As soon as we get some dried wood, or a decent amount of dried wood, I'll throw some dried wood in the furnace and show you guys what it does. And I'm out of bark, so I really need to get thralls, is what that tells me. So I'm going to throw that in there. We're going to make another set of light armor base. Now, if you come up and you look at the Defiri armor, it takes bone, leather, light armor base, and fangs. So I've got 70 fangs, so I have more than enough fangs. I've got more than enough bone. I should have enough leather to make a full set. Like I said, the only thing I don't make is the headpiece, because that's basically just a waste of materials. Alright, so we got a full set of Defiri armor crafting, which, in my personal opinion, is better than the regular light armor. The flawless Defiri armor is definitely the best light armor in the game, but it takes time to be able to craft it, because in order to craft it, you need to have thralls. You can't just go and craft, just because you know it, you can't just go and craft flawless Defiri. You have to have certain armors on an upgraded or an improved armorer's bench in order to be able to actually do it. So you guys saw how fast the regular wood was going, so let's grab these 14 pieces of dry wood and take a look at what they're doing.
Alright, Mikey, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. It's like 1:15 here, so...
Yeah, I don't, probably not gonna be on too much longer. You have a wonderful night, Embers. We'll catch you next time.
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Enjoy the video.
So as you can see, it's still not a super slow burn time, but it's a significantly better burn time than the regular wood was. It takes about twice as long for the wood to deplete. There are places where you can get dried wood in the desert relatively easily if you have the carry weight to be able to bring it back. Like I said, it just kind of takes time. Alright, now that our Defiri armor is crafted, we're going to go ahead and pull that out and equip it. Throw that back in there. And this is what the light Defiri armor looks like on a male. Alright, so the last super important thing I need to see you guys, or show you guys about leveling up, is the Lotus Potion. When you get to the point where you can make a yellow Lotus Potion, and I always recommend doing this after hitting level 60, because by that point you know what you like, you know how you're going to play it, you know how you want your character to be. You gotta, by the time you hit 60, you probably have a really good grasp on the game. So by that point you want to use the Lotus Potion. When you use the Lotus Potion, you look, attributes have been reset, feats have been reset, stats have been reset. Say for example you wanted to make yourself a health guru. You can then put all your points into health. When you've maxed out health, you put them elsewhere. And it's just kind of a way to find the balance for your character. Find how you like to play it. Find what you like to do. I mean, it really is just kind of one of those things. Like I said, I like to have my vitality at tier 3. So I'm going to put my vitality at tier 3. My encumbrance, again, I like to have at tier 3, so I'm going to put my encumbrance at tier 3. Now, I don't need to put any points into survival, so I'm going to get my grit to tier 3, because this is where I like to play. And then we'll put some more points into agility. And there you go. Agility is as high as I can get it. Now, if I get an armor set that increases my agility, it'll give me some more points to my agility and put me up at the perk. So, like I said, it really just depends on how you like to play the game, how you want your character stats to look. Now, different armor sets grant different bonuses. So as you see here, it says strength +4. That is from my Defiri armor set. So if I go over to my armor, if you look at that, it says Defiri skin chest piece, low grade, light armor, bonus strength. Defiri skin bracers, same thing, low grade, light armor, bonus strength, all the way down. And it tells you the armor value, tells you everything you need to know about your armor. Which is kind of nice. So I mean, realistically, you can pick to have your armor set up however you want your armor set up. You can figure out what armor set you like, what works best for you, and wear that. You can pick what weapons work for you. You can pick how your points are set up. Realistically, you just want to tailor the game to how you want to play the game. But these are all the basics. If anyone has questions, if they're not sure on how to do something, anything like that, feel free to post it in the comment section below. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe. There will be more Conan Exiles content. As for this character, this is going to be it for this character. I basically made this character to do these videos, show you guys what's going on. So the next time, or the next stream you see, we will have a different character. We will be starting over. It'll be less explaining stuff and more me just going around doing what I do. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. I will do my best to make sure I answer them, and y'all have a wonderful night.